And then there was only one unbeaten team remaining.
Afternoon, Tate.
Good afternoon, Jack. You alright?
Yes, mate. How are you?
Not too bad. Not too bad.
I'm sure that those who are fully aware will understand Tate's mood right now after, because it is Sunday. We're recording the day before Tottenham Chelsea because I'm going tomorrow night. So yeah, day after the fiasco that went on yesterday in the Arsenal game. Yeah, I'm sure we'll get into it, and I'm sure Tate has lots to say.
Take football away from it. I'm very, very well.
Yeah. He's healthy.
Sun's shining.
I mean, his physical health is good, but I'm not sure it's mental health. But
nice. If you take football away from the last week,
it's been alright.
Nice. I went to go watch Gabrielle at the Royal Albert Hall in Tuesday.
Nice.
Tuesday, that was alright. Wednesday was Wednesday. Wednesday happened. We'll talk about that. Thursday, I had a nice chilled evening. Made some nice stir fry. Friday, I went to the pub with my dad and two of my mates. It was very nice. And then yesterday was a nice chilled morning.
Till about 5:30.
And now I'm here doing the podcast, which I like doing. So.
yeah. So yeah, not too bad, but yeah, we'll, like Tate said, this podcast. Oh yeah, go on, Tate, you go through it.
So we'll open up with West Ham Arsenal because obviously I went to the game and it was a lively experience for myself. So I touched on some of the stuff that happened that evening, and then we'll chat about yesterday's game at St James's Park. Moving on to a preview of Spurs versus Chelsea tomorrow night, which Jack said earlier he will be going to. And then a normal wrap-up of prediction, winner, loser, and all the other stuff we normally do. But we'll start with the teaser before we move into the main part of the show. And with Arsenal losing versus Newcastle on Saturday evening, Spurs remain the only unbeaten team in the Premier League. But who was the last team to beat Arsenal before their record-breaking 49-game unbeaten run?
Yeah, yeah, it's one of those. I definitely know it somewhere, but yeah. All right, nice.
It was a long time ago.
Yeah.
20 years ago.
Yep. Yep.
Right. So, the Carling Cup, Carabao Cup, League Cup, whatever you want to call it, happened this week. It was the round of 16, I think, before the quarterfinals, I think.
Yeah, fourth round, I think, yeah.
I didn't realise how many awful teams are still left in it.
Who's that one? Is it Mansfield or Morecambe?
Mansfield versus Port Vale, weren't
it? Yeah,
that's the... Port Vale versus Middlesbrough is one of the quarterfinals. One of them two will be in a two-legged
semi.
Which is pretty mad. But like we touched on last week, going into the game, I knew Arsenal would make changes. West Ham... I think you said West Ham's team to West Ham's team. Whether they make changes or not.
Yeah, they did make 5 changes from their weekend, but from the game before that cup game. But then if you look at the team they had yesterday against Brentford, it's some players like that, the centre-back Mavropon, whatever his name was, and some other players that have played in that. So, yeah, their squad, they're limited in their players, but yeah, they still made a few changes. Arsenal, again, made a few changes as well. But the players that come in, maybe apart from the centre-back, is it Kiwior, Vieira and Nelson. I mean, for me, Jorginho, Trossard and Ramsdale, they usually play. I know Ramsdale's been out the side, but yeah, both sides made a few changes. It wasn't drastic. It wasn't as if West Ham played a load of their kids. Arsenal did the same, but yeah.
And going into the game, so I had my paper ticket with me. Looked at it. It was like row 7, but block 118. So you never know whether you're up in the gods that way. I don't know how the stadium works, but so I got there, hoping I was lower tier because every upper tier is awful, absolutely dreadful.
Yeah, and
especially in their way in when it's so far back.
Yeah, have you been there before? Or is that the first time?
I went there. I actually went there last year for Arsenal West Ham and said that I would never. That's what we in Alberta went and said I'd never step foot that ground again.
No, the away even because you were at the home end that time, weren't you? But yeah, the actual away end is even worse. Yeah.
But no, I was row 7, seat 54, and that is the final seat on the end next to the West Ham
always
ultras.
The way, yeah, always the way next to on the barrack. I'll text you. It's either a very good thing or, like your case, it was a very bad night.
Wow, that was a experience. I just had a headache on my right hand side. Just got a bombardment of abuse.
Yeah, it's more. We'll talk about more of your experience that night, I suppose, than the actual game because. Yeah, I suppose you have more to say on that.
Yeah, I don't mind. You get the usual back and forth, which is all good fun, but they are just awful people. The songs, they've got no shame either. It is all a bit of fun at the end of the day, but they're all bolted off their head. They're like, literally, you can see their eyes as open as they get. The Champions of Europe, you'll never sing that song. It is
grinds.
We know what we are. We know our Champions of Europe.
Yeah.
I couldn't, from where I was sitting, I think Rice got better reaction in the far corner, but he got dogs abuse down this end.
I mean,
absolute dogs abuse.
Yeah, and he got. I mean, on the telly, it was very mixed. Like you could hear the clapping, but I said like obviously there was boos, but you could hear a boo over a clap instantly anyway. So the boo sound deafening, but really, it was a mixed reaction, and you're gonna get that. Like I know he was fantastic for them, and they did win that European trophy in the summer, but he moved on. He's on to a bigger club, sold for 100 million, arguably one of their best players ever. You're gonna get a mixed reaction.
I mean, on the performance, we were just poor in that midfield. The midfielder, Jorginho,
it was a pretty poor game.
and Havertz is so weak, and they just got overrun by. West Ham team. And I said to my dad before the game started, it sounds a bit cliche and a bit obvious, but I think whoever scores the first goal wins this game.
Yeah.
Because if we score the first goal, we'll get a bit of confidence, play the ball around. West Ham fans get on the back of the team.
It's a midweek night game, and that, like you said, that their midfield is probably their strongest part when they have their best players, like Alvarez, Paqueta playing with Kudos now, and that is a good team. And if you're a better, like an Arsenal or a City or whoever it might be, and you go there and you play a weakened side in quotation marks, that levels the playing field. And exactly that. West Ham saw an opportunity and got on top of it, really.
Just 3 sloppy goals, really. The first own goal from a corner.
Yeah.
Without being picky, it probably would have been disallowed, I think, if there was VAR.
Yeah, Arteta come out and said that, didn't he?
When he pulled, I couldn't really care, to be honest.
Not after yesterday.
No, but even on the game, I wanted to win the game, obviously. But I wasn't really that fussed. I was just... I don't know. It's one of them things where I'm quite happy he made the changes. I'm not blaming anyone for that. I think he should have made the changes. The players that played were just pathetic. They just weren't at the races. I think Trossard's a good footballer, but he was awful. Even like Zinchenko, who was frustrated with him because he's a very good footballer, but he was crap. He was absolutely crap. He didn't get on the ball, dictate the play again. Just sort of Vieira is in and out, just looks weak. He was crap. Havertz was awful. And Eddie wasn't very good either. He just hid the whole game and didn't get any touches and had no service. And the subs that came on, there was no need to bring the subs on because we were already
done. The game was finished.
Ramsdale looked shot to bits confidence-wise.
I don't feel sorry for him, but he couldn't really do much about any of the goals. Like the first goal, like straight off Ben White's head. Kudos, very good finish, touch inside. Not a lot you can do about that. Third one was Bowen's deflection, and you think, oh my god, he's had a howler. But if you're a goalie and a shot's coming towards you and a slight deflection happens that close to you, there's very little you can do about it.
It was his kicking, I thought, was really poor. And the reason he got dropped is because he kicks the ball long too often.
Yeah.
He doesn't... I don't know the right word is to have the balls, but he doesn't... If he's in any doubt, he kicks it long.
Right, yeah.
Which is against everything Arteta wants.
Yeah.
And Raya is probably a bit the opposite, where he doesn't kick it long enough.
Yeah. He's probably the one at the other side of the extreme.
Plays it.
Yeah.
So it's trying to find a balancing act, but he just he wasn't very good.
Because I know you're saying about the team and the selection, and I get the change as well. And obviously, like I said, West Ham made 5 changes, but just Arsenal, like you almost said it, but did the classic that Tottenham have done it. Obviously, I've seen that on first account, but as the game develops, you bring on Saka, Martinelli, and Tomiyasu comes on. Odegaard came on very late on, so he doesn't quite come into the same sort of conversation. But I don't know why managers do it. Just play their side you've picked, and if that's the 11 you've picked, then play them, or play the team you want to win the game with. If that's Saka, Martinelli, and Tomiyasu, if that's whoever, then play them. And don't understand why Arsenal did it and so many other teams do it. It just doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense.
The point I made at half time, we were 1-0 down. We hadn't played great. West Ham were 1-0 up, hadn't had a shot on goal, not even a shot off target or on target. 1-0 up. And Arsenal had Saliba, Odegaard, Martinelli, Saka, and Rice all warming up on the pitch. I said to my dad, if they want to win this game, they're the players are there. If they want to win it and go through, they put them on, and within 20 minutes second half they'll be
Yeah, yeah, exactly that.
But I'm also I'm also thinking as well. I actually want the players on the pitch to roll the sleeves up a bit and get against that. They put us in this issue to get them out, and I think you learn more about the players because you have to give these squad players a chance at some stage. So players like Nelson, Vieira, and Kivior, for example, they have to come in and play games because when, like happened last year, when Saliba goes down hurt, and you bring Rob Holding in, he's all over the place, and you need.
He's obviously
players.
hard. That's obviously, like I said, a debate that happens all the time. But I just feel like you should just play every game with the best team possible. And if someone's tired or they're injured, then you swap one person out, and that's how it should be, I think. But yeah, I don't know. I just don't. It's not a dig, but last time Arsenal won that competition was 92-93. You've been in 3 finals since that happened, so about 20, 21 years. So last time we reached finals 17-18, 2 years in a row. Arteta with Arsenal was bowed out very early, 3rd and 4th round, and I don't know. I almost say it because I want the same for Tottenham. We got knocked out. We didn't even make the 3rd round. We got knocked out by Fulham, so it winds me up because I just think like Arsenal is there, not to win it. Obviously, it's easier said than done, but you should be able to beat West Ham. Like you should be able to play a good team in midweek and then go to Newcastle and play a very good team there and get a result. But yeah, it's frustrating to see as like a football fan. It's like, yeah, just go out and win every game. Yeah,
like you just touched on. I want to win this competition because we've never won it in my lifetime, and it is frustrating. But I get it in a sense where it is the 4th competition out of 4, and it's quite a way down. Like United won it last year, and everyone was like, "So what? Who do they beat? Yeah. Charlton, Burnley, Forest, and
Newcastle."
Someone else. In Newcastle in the final, but going there. And then what's that cup done for them?
No, yeah.
Since then they've fallen off a cliff. Like,
yeah, is that? I know.
It's a tricky one because I do think obviously it's a trophy and it's great and it's a great day out for when you win it for the team who wins it. But in terms of I'm trying to find the right words here, but
yeah, essentially it doesn't mean essentially it doesn't mean.
I think it's such a way down, even behind the FA Cup. I think it's still quite a way behind that in terms of meaningfulness. Yeah, no, it definitely is. But yeah, you were there, but as that first goal went in, I was like, which is typical. It felt like Spurs were there. It just felt like you go to West Ham and it's lose. If you beat them, it's like, well, you should do. We're miles better than blah blah, and then you lose. It's like, well, they've won the World Cup, so. Oh, and I'm glad you brought that exact line up because you Spurs fans often say, "Oh, this was West Ham's cup final and all this." So when they play against you, and I've never really been anti-West Ham. They're who they are. They're pretty.
I just don't think you've been exposed to it.
Oh my god! Yeah. I said text you after the game and said, "Don't you worry, man. I'm backing you 100% now. I'm on the bandwagon. No more niceness towards them." Oh mate, or even walking, everything about that.
Yeah, let's get there. Let's talk about I was going to say about the stadium, the travel, the away, whatever it is. Yeah.
Right, you got to walk through shopping. I hate shopping. Even Chelmsford, I don't want to go shopping around there. You got to go through Stratford, and there are 1 million people there at rush hour, plus 60,000 people for a football game. Nowhere to eat. No, it's just awful. I don't mean it's so expensive.
I'm having digs at West Ham, but I just don't think it's fit for football. And you talk to all the West Ham fans that I know, and they say the same that goes to games.
Pubs around the ground.
Yeah, it's very poor.
And then, what rattled me the most is you have to line up for the security check outside the stadium, and then you get to the away end, and you've got to go for another security check, and it's like going to the airport, mate. Not like one of the classic just tap.
Yeah,
tap.
And it's joint, isn't it? It's with all of like home and away fans. Yeah, it's very bizarre.
They search all your bloody nuts and everything, all in and around. They don't let anything go through, and then you go through, give your ticket to someone, and then you give your ticket to someone else, and then we went down to the lower concourse, give your ticket again, and then you walk over the.
And then they check again, don't they?
You walk over like the plank where all the empty seats are down the bottom. Yeah. It's awful. And you have to check your ticket again. And then when you go out for a pee, you have to do the whole thing again.
It is the away part. Obviously, for a West Ham, they don't care, which is fine. But the away section, how it's like you said, like the lower bit, and then there's a huge gap, and the upper section. It's just awful. Yeah, it's such a bad. For so many reasons, and I won't go. It's an awful stadium.
And even getting out is just it took 35 minutes to get from. I left bang on the full time whistle. It took 35 minutes to get out from there because you have to go all the way around, basically.
And they do the like go stop signs
Yeah.
and the green
like
red
Wembley.
light. Yeah, it's
all the way around.
bad news.
And then you get on the track, and you just because you all then join in with the hammers again, and you hear there was these 3 kids ringing their Arsenal mate. They must have been like 12. What's the score? What's the score?
Quality.
Oh, and it was just like non-stop, and they were all saying, everyone's gonna say it's like cup final, but we smashed them. Cup Rice, like why did Rice could have won a trophy if us? I was the whole way home. I was just kept refreshing the Carabao Cup
Draw.
account to see. Please get Liverpool away. Please get Liverpool away. Please get
And
Liverpool
they
away. Got Liverpool away.
Yeah.
Which is, I don't know, do we want to play Liverpool twice? No, it doesn't work like that. But I don't know. It was just the fans on that side were just unbearable.
Yeah.
I could mention to you one of them started doing Nazi salutes,
Ridiculous.
and then ran away after the police sort of like saw him, and then ran away, and just all sorts of nonsense.
Yeah.
There was this one guy in full tracksuit, man bag across, and the old peak cap. It's a peak cap.
Yeah, like Peter Blinders type.
Yeah,
thing,
he was like row
flat
1,
cap,
and he walked up the whole rows. Like there's like 20 rows, whatever. And each row he pointed at the person was like, and offered every single one. He made me look like Hinch. He must have been like 17, 18, and like literally pointed was like, come on then, you want son, you want. Every single person. He went up, and he did it from the first half, and did it again in the second half. None of them watched the game.
Yeah, they just looking the way, but yeah.
His other guy just kept going. He wouldn't stop all game, relentless. I've never ever been sworn at that many. And then the worst, when it was 3-0, and like, a lot of the away fans are left. To be fair, they were just videoing us. I was sat there. One of them was videoing me, so I gave him a little thumbs up and a wink because I thought I can't be asked.
Yeah, I'm sure they really enjoyed it.
And then they loved that, and they were like, he's West Ham, he's one of us.
Oh, no.
And then they were chanting me like, he's one of our own. I was like, oh my god.
Brilliant.
I did the old, it was childish, but did the old classic. We've been going around online. Went on my phone and got the old Millwall. As I let out the old Millwall badge on my phone.
Brilliant. Like the dodgy Europeans that have. It's funny. Very good.
I had Millwall and then tap the heart.
Your PSV top on.
And then it was funny because when we were walking back to the station and everyone's all barged together, I get my phone out to have a look, and as I open my phone, the Millwall patch is there. So I was like, oh crap, let's quickly get for that.
That's good.
But no, it was an evening. I said last year when I went to West Ham Arsenal, I never want to step foot in that ground again.
No, you can't.
But a £10 ticket was it
too good to say no.
persuaded me, but
Yeah, can't be doing that again.
Can't be doing that again. Well, should we move on to the
main event?
The weekend game. So, St James's away is tough ground to go to. I think you texted me in the day. You were like, Super 6, what's your thoughts? And I was like, don't know. We've got a pretty good record there, to be fair. Newcastle got a couple of injuries. Arsenal got a couple of injuries. So I think it would be pretty even. I did think it'd probably be a draw. Because I just thought we're struggling at the moment to score goals when we're not playing well. When I don't know. Newcastle at home's always tough. They never they don't give. Yeah, they're
good again this year at home, and I thought it'd be a score draw as well, but.
And nothing really happened.
And to be fair, I mean, getting to the goal and all the rest of the game, it probably would have been a draw. Really, like it wasn't. I only saw the first half. I was out after when the second half began, but it was pretty uneventful first half. Apart from I
said what lit the touch paper was Havertz's tackle out of nowhere.
It's just a awful tackle. Like, I don't know what he's doing.
Nothing happened. Arsenal played some passes around. Newcastle had a shot that was offside, and that was about it. And Neville actually said Arsenal started really well here because they've quieted the crowd. We did just pass the ball.
It was pretty dull, wasn't it? It was pretty uneventful, and nothing was. Arsenal weren't playing necessarily bad. Newcastle weren't playing good or bad. It was just one of them, and suddenly Havertz just went
left
crazy.
On
Longstaff, wasn't it?
Initial thought, I thought straight red.
I thought it was going to be a red. But then
I thought tackles are, and I saw the ref sprint over.
I just thought it was immediate red. Yeah.
And I still haven't changed my mind on that. I still think that's a red
Yeah.
card.
When I was watching it live and then you saw the replay, I thought, well, no, like it's a bad tackle. But then you not keep watching, but you see it properly, and his leading leg, all that rubbish talk they say, his left leg that was straight out, studs up, almost fully catches the Longstaff's leg. But yeah, the fact he was airborne, and it was just an awful tackle, really. And I don't know why it wasn't a red.
What I try and use is like a calculator, might be the wrong word, but if that happens to my player.
Yeah, for you.
I want a red card. That's a red card tackle.
Yeah.
If Longstaff does that on Havertz, I want that as a red card.
Yeah, that is. Yeah, and then the ref booked 3 Newcastle players in the incident. It was just a bit of a melee, and don't know what was going on.
He lost complete control at that moment.
Head loss central.
He was doing fine, and then that just lost complete control. And like you said, from one Arsenal tackle, even Longstaff, who got fouled, got booked.
Yeah, and then he booked Gordon for. I mean, I don't know. Obviously, I don't know what was said, and you don't know what's happened. But yeah, he booked 3 players for basically arguing the point, and it was just an awful tackle, absolutely awful. And I don't know why like you said, Havertz. It wasn't if Havertz had got done before or like had a little elbow or something. He just thought, sod it, I'm launching myself at this for no reason. It was very odd.
And ironically enough, I think he was actually playing okay to start with, because he's been playing on the left side of that midfield or up front with Odegaard out, playing on the right hand side. And I think that's what maybe suits him a little bit better. And he was bad all right. And he just launched in. Like, there's a way to do that, and there's a way not to do it. And he did exactly what he shouldn't be doing.
He could have done the classic like forwards tackle where they do exactly that. Maybe not exactly that, but they know what they can do. Leave their foot in, and it's just left caught him there, left my foot in, whatever. But he just went about it
at
terrible
100
way.
miles an hour.
Yeah, it was bizarre. And then Bruno's. What was that, about 10 minutes after, or was it?
It was bang on half time. Forearm or elbow or.
Yeah.
How was that not a red card?
I don't know. And that's like, obviously the ref might not have seen it, definitely not. But the VAR has to intervene.
They saw it, and they were like, and they said because he led with his forearm and not his elbow, it wasn't.
It's
dangerous.
Just like, I mean, it's a red card. It's definitely should have been a straight red, but then also surely it has to be a yellow card. But I don't know if the VAR
can't go back and book him.
Well then,
it's a red card.
It's a red card, and then he. Well, that explains then, because has he not been sent off? Because later in the game he gets a yellow for that push off,
and he shoves Jorginho in the back. You seen that one? He tells him to get up.
Yeah.
Like,
again, but then him, like Bruno, what was going on there? He, like Havertz, just totally lost his head and was going crazy.
He dives in, doesn't he? He dives in. I think it is on Havertz, who misses him, and then he gets up and just elbows Jorginho in the head.
Just forearms. Yeah, it's bizarre. Very bizarre.
What I think's gone on there is, we all know what Mike Dean said earlier in the year, and his comments about not wanting to send his mate to the screen because he was getting too much stick.
Possibly.
Can you imagine them sending, what was his name? I've got the ref's name here down. Stuart Atwell to the screen after he's just wound up all them Newcastle fans
for not sending
Havertz off, and then booking 3 of their players.
Yeah.
To then send someone to the screen to send their best player off.
Yeah, and we'll never. And they release the tapes, but they'll never release that from the game yesterday. And it's probably very true that
it's violent conduct and it's dangerous. He's not nowhere near the ball. The pass. What is he doing? How is that not a red card?
Yeah, and they'll fall back on the fact, like I said, it might not be a red card. We can't do a yellow, so we'll just move on. And like you said about Mike Dean and what happened before, but it's probably that we should have sent Havertz off, but we haven't. So no way in hell can we.
I'm sure if that's
send off Bruno.
If that's Romero, if that's someone like that,
it's gone.
It's Casemiro who gets sent off for everything these days. If it's one of them players, it's a red card. Like, it just is.
Yeah, I mean, it's very just a little bit. It's continued throughout the game, and we'll talk about it now. But just the referees and VAR, whatever's going on, it just doesn't. Whatever they're doing is rubbish. It's utter rubbish.
Then that was pretty much half time, and the second half started the same. Arsenal knocked the ball around well. Nothing really happening. No shot. Arsenal had a shot on target. Just on half time, Martinelli had a half chance, but Newcastle hadn't had a shot on target. And then they made a double sub, which I thought was quite interesting. They took off Wilson, and they took off Almiron for Murphy and.
Did Willock come on?
Murphy and Willock, And they put Gordon through the middle, and Willock. I think Willock went out. They put Joliet out wide, and literally within 2 minutes, that's where the goal came from. The ball came on a counter-attack. I think it was Murphy's shot that went way wide.
He had dragged it,
Headed towards the corner flag. Did it looked off? Did it go off? We'll never know.
Yeah.
Willock's kept on very well, to be fair to
Yeah.
Paul. He's done very well to
jump the corner flag, yeah.
put the cross in. Something's happened in the middle. Joe Linton's knocked it down, and Gordon's got an easy tap-in, 1-0 Newcastle. That goal looked messy in real time. So then I sat there, we watched it all.
Something must be wrong.
Something looks wrong.
Yeah.
And then VAR obviously doing their checks on it. First thing they check, has the ball gone out of play? Don't know. So then they check for something else. Is it a foul? Don't know. Didn't even check for handball. Don't know why. Is it offside? Don't know. Haven't got the camera angles. What? And then Mike Dean was saying, actually on Soccer Saturday, because Everton apparently is a very poor ground for VAR because of how it's set up.
I didn't hear that particular, but I heard him say that about some grounds don't have
all the cameras because just because how they're built, they don't have the facilities for that. So the Emirates, Etihad, Spurs will have all the angles in the world, so you'll get a better standard of officiating at them games.
Or the correct, or correct, or just. But that just weeks ago when you said about offside, they were like, how would they come out and said offside is 100% correct. We have all the angles, blah blah. It's the technology, you cannot argue. And then obviously what happened, and then that yesterday, and with that information that Mike Dean said, well, we can't trust anything they do or anything they say now.
So let's start from the beginning. Is the ball at play? I don't know. It looks at a play.
I think that's full on 50-50. We can't.
He looks at a play, and then you see why everyone now gets the old bit of tissue on the floor and puts the ball on it. And you see, I've seen so many of them.
And the only thing on that is that it happened in the World Cup, didn't it?
Yeah.
And
I think it probably is just.
I don't know. Yeah, it depends what is considered on then, because if the base of the ball might be off, but if the circle of the ball, where the circumference of the ball covers the line, then is that? I'm not saying I don't know. Is that on or off? I don't know. So I think like you said, the word they love is inconclusive, and I think
I'm happy
the ball
to
off.
concede the ball was in play. I'm happy to concede decision 1.
Yeah.
Willock gets the ball, crosses it in. Joe Linton, 2 hands on the back of Gabriel's neck, pushes him. Controls the ball with his hand or his arm. Then the ball then leads to Gordon, who are both in front of Raya. What means you need 2 defenders behind the goalkeeper. Otherwise, it's offside. Is it a foul for you?
I don't think he's offside. I genuinely don't think he's offside. And the handball, like I've texted you, but the handball again. Why they're not looking at it? But it's definitely a foul. It just is a foul. It's just a free kick. It don't matter what world, what league, what part of the pitch, who's playing. It's just a free kick. And yes, Gabriel's stooping low and he's trying to head the ball away, but Joe Linton can't have 2 hands. Whether he's touched him with the pressure of a little feather or he's thrown him down on the ground, you can't do that. You just can't do that.
And like you said, he's bending down to head the ball up, head the ball up in the air to clear it. Joe Linton's stooping down to head the ball down into the ground to either set up Gordon or go for a goal. They're going to be at different angles. It's not going to be both jumping up together.
It's just a foul. It's just
2 hands in the back. He's 2 hands in the back of his neck, just pushing him. He loses the flight of the ball because of that. And like I've said to you earlier, you'll see it today. There'll be a goal kick. There'll be a striker. A little push in the back of the centre half. It'll go down. Foul. No, nothing will say anything.
No,
it's just a foul.
Yeah, and it's like you said. If it happens,
6 minutes to look at it. To look at all these things, and in the end, they just thought, every single decision was inconclusive, so we can't give it.
I agree. Yes, you can argue about the foul. People might say yes or no, but I don't, just like that is like you said, it's going to happen all the time. It happened today, and it will nothing be said about it. It's just a free kick,
and it's just the inconsistency. Like they're completely different scenarios, but you see the amount of contact that Rodri got last week. He just got a little tug. Goes down, penalty. I mean, he put 2 hands on the bloke.
And Joe Linton's in the air, and he's, whether you agree or not, he's put his arms on Gabriel, so he's in the air and using Gabriel to keep his hang time or stay in the air and all the rest of it. So you just can't do that. You just can't use the opposition player to get more height and leverage. It's just a free kick.
And then this just leads to more conspiracy, more corruption, all these buzzwords that are going around at the moment. Because what is going on? They don't release any footage, any audio tapes, apart from Gary Neville who gets to hear all of it, which is nonsense. These same refs who freelance in the UAE and in Saudi, refereeing clubs that are owned by Saudi clubs. It's just like this. The optics for the whole thing don't look great for anyone. There's been referee conspiracy. There's been referee corruption in Italy not too long ago. There's corruption every other walk of life. Why can't there be corruption in Premier League football? And the stakes are so high, and this was what Arteta just went nuts about.
Yeah,
it is
he did
so hard to win the Premier League.
He did have a monumental meltdown, which was good to see.
It's just ludicrous, all these decisions. That VAR was brought in, Howard Webb was brought in, saving Howard Webb was brought in to make things better. Like we said after the Spurs-Liverpool game, what credentials has Howard Webb got to save a failing company of poorly run individuals? They're just the same. There's no... what's the word I'm looking for? There's no accountability for any mistakes they make. What happened to Andy Taylor? Made a crap decision. Against Newcastle again, another Saudi, and he gets demoted to the Championship,
which I think
put on the shelf for a bit.
Yeah.
Okay. Poor old Ipswich Town.
Yeah, exactly.
Deal with Andy Taylor now
Yeah.
without VAR.
Surely they should actually be punished and not refed for 2 weeks and then not paid for that 2 weeks or something. How can you demote them and then, like you said, if you're a Ipswich Town or a whoever Plymouth player and you've got Anthony Taylor rock up, that's not, you're not thinking, bloody hell, what a ref we've got today. Like, it creates more problems. But
it's just absolute nonsense.
But Eddie Howe said it looked like a good goal to me. Brilliant.
But that's the problem. Because if it was on the other way around, Arteta would have to say the same and be like, I think it was, because you can't say anything against these refs. Arteta now will probably get a big fine and a couple of games banned for the touchline because they're just untouchable. No one gets to hear what they say. No one gets to understand what they've looked at. There's no fluidity of it.
Well, yeah. I mean, I'm not. This is what Arteta said. He said regarding the first goal from Wednesday against West Ham. He said that if there's no VAR, there is no first goal. If there's VAR, there's no first goal. I don't want to use that as an excuse, but. And then he goes on to say about momentum, and then obviously what happened yesterday comes out to say it's a disgrace, it's embarrassing, it's not good enough, and can't accept it. So, yeah, there's obviously so much a person can take, but within a week, his opinion, and he comes out and says it how he feels. So
yeah, he just literally lost the plot.
Yeah,
and he was just like, "This is," and I've said consistently, I would happily get rid of it, and that's a goal then, and I'm okay with that being a goal.
I'm not a go at you or whatever.
I'm okay with it being a goal, because it would have stood without any VAR.
Yeah, with no VAR, it's a goal still.
Because the ref has one look at it in real time, and in real time you have 1,000 lots of things going on. You've got 60,000 Geordies screaming at you. Yeah, you're going to be under pressure. But how can someone in a studio in Stockley Park look at that in the cold light of day
with no noise, a little room like we're in now, with nothing, no background noise?
Not a foul, not a handball. And
like I said, the foul, it just has to be. It doesn't matter what you say or do. It's just got to be a free
How do they
kick.
not have goal line technology outside the goal line? Like, come on.
Yeah.
Like United got a goal disallowed for that against Brighton a few weeks back.
Yeah.
Surely that's just a really easy bit of technology to implement.
Yeah, well, I assumed it would just be within the goal line technology, but obviously it's not.
Yeah, or just have like bird's eye cameras in the ground. Like, surely that's just an easy thing to be able to do. It's just.
Yeah. It was just a. Like I said, I didn't watch it, and then I saw all the backlash after it all, and I just can't believe it wasn't given as a free kick.
I'm just fed up of talking about crap decisions. It takes away from the game. Like there was two really good teams. And weirdly enough, it was two really good defensive teams played really, really well. And it would just be marred by a bit of shit refereeing that has cost one team 3 points and given another team. It was a draw. It was a draw written all over it. And it's so hard to win the bloody Premier League without nonsense like that. And you just can't help but think, you see Man City get nice decisions. Like I'm going to give the perfect example was when they played Bournemouth, was it that header that then Ake was miles offside, and he still gave it, and then they apologised to Bournemouth. And then Maguire yesterday, he does basically the same, does even less than what Rodri does, or Ake was, whatever it was. Goal gets disallowed. It's like, my God. It's the inconsistency is just...
Yeah, I mean,
awful.
Every week, we basically said that for about 3 or 4 weeks, and it's not, I don't want to talk about it, it's just like, fucking, like, it's just boring, isn't it? It's just rubbish. It's just so
Arsenal
frustrating.
had 2 apologies last year that were really costly to our season in the end, when we had when they forgot to draw the lines against Brentford. Thanks for that. Thanks for your apology. And then the apology for the Eriksen, what they said it was a foul on Eriksen, and they come out and said, no, it probably wasn't. It's just...
Yeah, and the problem is an apology just doesn't do it, and we all know that, and the refs can't. Yeah, they just essentially can't do anything about it unless they get better and they improve in the game, which they're obviously not. They're just awful.
And I just don't think these referees should be allowed as well just to fly out to Dubai and Arab Emirates and Saudi to manage to manage a league that is funded by 2 states that own football clubs in the league, Man City and Newcastle. Their owners own all, and they're the one paying. They pay them, so they get paid by Saudi owners and Man City owners on a Wednesday, and then on Saturday they get paid by the Premier League, and have to ref them teams. It's just don't want to read too much into it, but the optics they aren't great. It doesn't look great, does it?
No, it doesn't at all. No.
And like I touched on earlier, I said all professionals now, like presenters, whoever you are, all like Chisora, been a boxer for how long? He put out a tweet saying he wants to fight the UFC guy that fought Fury in Saudi. They all want to go to Saudi. They all want the money.
Yeah, of course.
So they're going to toe the line against... They're not going to say anything bad against Saudi. And as soon as they want that money, that's where it is. That's why Ferdinand goes out there now. He won't say a bad word about anything like that. They don't want to say it. So imagine if the refs come and say, no, we're not going to do that anymore. They're not going to turn down that money. No. Everyone's got morals and stuff until money gets involved.
Yeah, of course. Exactly, you've seen it with players that go over there, managers that are going over there. Just money's the bottom line, and
there's rumours now. Obviously, Tonali's been banned. That they're going to bring in Ruben Neves on a free loan for 6 months from the Saudi club that bought him. It's like, that just stinks. It just stinks. There's something. It's just not right. But the Premier League don't care because they get more money for it.
Yeah,
they have the shirt sponsors. They just inflate the prices. And the only times they'll take action is for little clubs like Everton, who might have spent a bit too much money over 5 years.
Then they're going to probably points. They're probably going to get slaughtered for it.
Man City still have 127 charges again, whatever it is, but nothing's been said because no one can take on Man City. UEFA tried it, and they failed miserably. But there's corruption. We all know there's corruption in FIFA. Saudi bought the World Cup. It's bought the 2032 World Cup. They had a free run at it. That's like never happened in ever.
You wonder why they're the only country that wanted it. Well,
we've all seen the documentary on FIFA and UEFA's corruption with Blatter and Platini and how badly it all was. You're telling me none of that goes on in the Premier League? Are we that naive to think it doesn't go on?
Yeah. And the Premier League's the richest, the strongest, the most powerful league in the world, and it's also supported and funded heavily by Saudi and whoever else. So, I do not think you lost yesterday because of all that, but
it's just the optics don't look good. It just doesn't look good. Something stinks.
Yeah, there's something definitely underneath what you see on the surface that's happening, and probably we'll never know, and we'll never find out. Yeah,
because I don't want to go off too far on a tangent from the game because we didn't play great.
No, you could have been brilliant and been 4-0 up.
Also played great. Yeah, but the game was changed on a coin flip of that decision, which was a foul, and it's just frustrating because I don't think it was deserved. No one really deserved to win that game.
No, it was just like you said, it was destined for a 0-0.
It just hurts more when you see such a. It's just. And Arteta said he doesn't want to be controlled by people not playing the game. Like it's a people in a room that decide the outcome.
Yeah, no, they're like we keep saying. We said it for weeks. They're just awful. And Tottenham have been okay at the moment. We've almost got away with it, I suppose. But we've got it coming. We've got Wolves after Chelsea tomorrow. Wolves have been basically bent over by the refs for the last 3 or 4 weeks. I'm shocked we've got them away. What's going to happen there? When we go to Liverpool away, I guarantee we nothing will go in our favour. We'll get no decisions this year. So, yeah, everything will come round to each side. But
my only positive is I hope this game sort of kick-starts Arsenal season a bit. Sort of like a siege mentality. They get together and sort of just heads down. Because we haven't been great. I don't think we've been great this season.
No,
we're 3 points off Man City.
Yeah.
Played the same amount of games. But we haven't clicked yet.
No, I did. Yeah, you're like you said.
I think that's. I mean, every clubs have injuries, but I think there's been a midfield three of Partey, Odegaard, and Rice for I think it's been 27 minutes this season.
Odegaard's still not quite fit, is he? That's why he isn't really.
Yeah, he's
They're trying. They obviously want him to play, but yeah, he's not quite ready.
Not quite ready, and Jesus being out again is just another kick in the. I like Nketiah, really like him, and he's a good player. But we've had 11 Premier League games this season. He's started 10 of them. He didn't have his first start last season till Boxing Day.
Yeah, and like you said before, but Nketiah's a good classic like squad player, and he can play plenty of games. But yeah, you can't be your leading number 9 when you've got Jesus.
And Jesus is so good, and he would have been perfect that game. Physical game, backing in defenders, holding the ball up, and that's why I think Martinelli and Saka had a poor game yesterday because they didn't get into the game. One thing I will say that Declan Rice yesterday was so good.
Was he?
So good, yeah. He literally carried that whole midfield. He's just a joke. Havertz had his best game. And I think that says how well he's played so far. But
he should have been sent off.
He had his best game for us. But even he should have been sent off because he should have been sent off for that. And then he had another challenge later on. And I said, the ref got every decision wrong for both teams. Havertz should have gone. There was a couple of fouls we made, and I thought, how was he given that? But
that's the first time he failed to score this season. 17 games. Or the 17th game you haven't scored.
Never really looked like scoring, to be fair.
No, it's
shot
pretty.
Of Martinelli in the first half, and then
Was it Rice who
Rice had a header.
Sort of headed one, yeah.
Trossard came on and didn't do anything. But we've got a couple nice run of fixtures now, I think, that hopefully we can.
You got Champions League and then Burnley, I think.
Burnley, yeah.
Yeah, Burnley.
Then
you're going to win about 8-0. There'll be a lot of anger in that game next weekend.
I hope so.
Are you going, aren't you?
Burnley, yeah. Well, that's if I survive Matt's wedding on.
Oh, yeah. Bloody hell, the goat.
I'll have a sore head on Saturday morning, I think. But no, shall we move on to Monday's game?
Yeah, let's talk about tomorrow's game.
Monday's game, quick little preview.
Yeah.
So, return of Pochettino. I think, correct me, I think he's going to get 70-30.
Yeah, I do.
60-40 abuse.
Yeah, I think return of Poch.
Whistles.
I do think he'll get a mixed reaction. Probably more a lot of boos and stuff. I reckon. Me personally, I'll be there, and I think my dad said the other day actually, but we probably won't be. But if we're in the ground early and he's there, he comes out with a warm up or something. Like we'll probably give him a little clap, but I definitely won't be booing him and all that when it starts. But I also won't be singing his name and all that rubbish. Like, it is what it is. He was brilliant when he was at us, and we absolutely loved him. He did get sacked as well, and it was going terribly wrong towards the end. And it's just the way it is, and that's the way football goes. But yeah, he was up until right now. Ange's only been in charge 10 games, but Poch is the best manager I've ever seen for Tottenham, and the most emotion and connected we felt with a team. But yeah, I won't boo him. And yes, he's at Chelsea, but he didn't have a choice. But yeah, you're obviously never going to deny that opportunity if you're in that career and that's your job. So yeah, I'm definitely won't be giving him abuse.
I know you're not a big fan of the Saturday Social program on Sky Sports.
Who's the ginger bloke? Tomlinson? Joe Tomlinson?
Yeah. There was a Spurs fan on there. I've never seen him before.
Flav.
It might have been him. And he said these exact words. Postecoglou has done more in the 10 games in charge of Spurs than Pochettino did in his whole
sake.
And I was like, really?
Oh God! If it was Flav, that's poor. 'Cause no,
it might be. I have to find out the person.
Yeah, that's terrible. Just don't want to comment on that. It's awful.
But Spurs, if they have the chance to go 17 points clear of Chelsea.
That's big.
After 11 games.
Yeah. Yeah, that is big. It's a start of a very, very difficult. We got 6 games. Chelsea tomorrow is the start of a very, very difficult 6 run of games. Which, yeah, we go Chelsea, Wolves away, Villa. We got City, West Ham, Newcastle. So they're all very tough. But yeah, I do think tomorrow night, if we play the way we've been playing, we not should win, but we're more than capable of winning. But
Chelsea are your bogey team.
Yeah, and Chelsea, in the same way they played Arsenal, when they play that so-called bigger side and they've got almost less to play for, they don't need to go out and press. They don't need to go and keep the ball. They can sit back, counter. They have got some good players. So, yeah, all that with Poch coming back. Obviously, Chelsea, Spurs absolutely despise each other anyway. I think it's a perfect game for them tomorrow night.
I know I said it earlier about Arsenal West Ham, but I think first goal wins that game. If you get early goal, that could be.
I think I do.
Curtains.
Up until the first goal, like you said, if it's them, then it could kill us. But
because they don't know what the atmosphere will be like. Obviously, it's been so much more positive, but in the back of your mind, you always think, here we go again. Like, how is it always this team? Why don't we have it with Everton? Every year we could be. Last year, perfect example. We were top of the league, flying. Play Everton, we lose.
I do think it'll be a brilliant atmosphere until, like you said, that first goal. And if it's not for us, then they could just suck the life out of us. But yeah, I think similar to when we played you a couple of years back at home, and I wasn't there. We were actually at the Stag Do that week. Yeah, this is where it began. But that night apparently was an incredible atmosphere, and I think it could be very similar tomorrow. And yeah, if we get that first goal, it could be.
Paul Tierney gave a penalty when he was meant to give a goal.
Correct decision.
That's
check complete.
Show me that foul that Cedric did. He literally went like that, and that's a foul when Gabriel's isn't.
There we go.
Ed's lost.
Yeah, well, you're doing all right.
I'm going to find that video.
What are we about?
Send that.
45 minutes in, you're doing absolutely okay.
Send that. I'm going to find that. Send that to the chat. You're telling me this is a foul.
Yeah. No, you're right, because, well, yes, no.
Also, Cedric was on the bench yesterday as well.
Yeah, what? He looked knackered as well.
Go away. Like, he kept yawning.
He's on the bench. He looked tired. He didn't even play midweek, did he, either?
No, you shouldn't play ever again. You should play in the Carabao when he's playing that.
The EFL,
Cup.
under 21s. right wing for Jack Wilshere's.
Get me on Misfits Boxing with Cedric. And Stuart Howell. And no, me versus Howard Webb.
In Saudi. I do think tomorrow start of a very difficult run. But I'd like to think we can get a win. Any
injuries?
No, I think we're all good. Obviously, Chelsea have had their long-term injuries, but in terms of the team they've had playing and Poch has picked there, they should be all good as well. So, no, I think we're okay.
Yeah, I think Reece James is back for them now.
Yeah, I think he is, and Bendico's coming back for us. So, no, I think we're all okay.
Yeah, no, it'll be a good game. I think you'll edge it.
I'd be close. 1 goal, I think. 2-1 Spurs. I'm gonna go.
And there'll be more Ange loving.
Yeah. Big Ange.
And then you'll be 6 clear of Arsenal?
5. I think you're 2 at the minute. 5 if we win. 5 ahead of
2
Arsenal.
clear of City?
And then it'll be 2 maybe, yeah.
Yeah, so you're Premier League favourites then?
No, never.
The title talk's going to keep coming.
No, well, here's my prediction. It could go horribly wrong. I think we go unbeaten, and then we get to Man City away, and we get slapped. We get absolutely torn apart, 4 or 5. Yeah. And then that'll be the end of us.
Talking of City, I don't know. Just quickly, how good was Doku yesterday?
Yeah, brilliant.
We're not doing Team of the Week this episode because there's a couple more games, but we'll chat amongst ourselves and we'll put some votes out in the week so we can all decide Team of the Week. But I think he's
good.
Easily getting in there.
Yeah, he was very good yesterday. What was it? How many assists? 3 or 4?
4.
4 assists and a goal. Yeah. So, yeah, he's very good. Well, they are just very good, aren't they? But and Bernardo Silva's little chip.
Oh, that was like that Messi goal, wasn't it? Against
it was
Bayern a couple of years ago.
Yeah, they're very good. Very good.
Nice. Right. Should we move on to prediction?
Yeah, let's do it. My go this week?
Yeah. So the week just gone was Dortmund versus Bayern, and Dortmund got slapped by Harry Kane.
They did.
He scored 3. He could have had 6.
Yeah. Yeah, he battered them.
4-0. But we both predicted a Bayern win. So
yeah.
Both a point on the board there.
Yes. Bum. Let's go.
Here you go.
Talking about corruption. Let's go to.
Gonna go to the Saudi Pro League.
No, Syria, and we're gonna go Monza at home to Torino.
Bloody hell. Monza v Torino. I'm gonna go Monza 0, Torino 2.
It's Monza.
Monza.
Yeah. I'm gonna go Monza win 1-0. Boring Italian, horrible, scrappy 1-0.
I think old Pablo Mari used to play for Monza. Well, he might still do. I can't remember. Right. Winner and loser of the week. Do you want to kick us off?
Yeah, my winner's pretty simple. We just mentioned him, but yeah, I'm going to go Harry Kane. Hat-trick in his first De Classica away at Dortmund. 4-0 win. 15 goals, and it's the 5th of November today. Yeah, just what a player. Just is a ridiculous striker and very good finisher, and yeah, hat-trick for Mr. Harry Kane.
How bad is the term De Classica as well?
Yeah, it's just
ugly.
Literally what it translates like. El Clasico, right? How can we say that in German? De Clasico. It's awful.
Yeah, and Dortmund Bayern doesn't
really have the same ring to it, does it?
No.
Yeah.
Don't know.
We don't have one. Luckily, we don't have one in England, do we? Like a.
Well, they're struggling to get a Classico in. They say it the same in French as well. It's PSG Marseille.
Oh.
That's the Classico.
Oh
there.
God. Yeah, no.
I mean, if anything, they say it's the biggest game in the Premier League is United Liverpool, which I've always thought that.
Is that yeah?
They've always said it.
But yeah, at least they don't call it the classic.
Yeah. My winner is also another Harry. Harry Maguire.
Really?
I've gone for it. I mean, everyone will know I'm not his biggest fan at all.
To put it politely.
But after 30 seconds of the game against Fulham, he headed the back of one of the strikers' heads and looked groggy as anything. I was like, he had a cut above his eye and was like, nah, he's surely done here. But I battled on, and in the second half got another whack as well, and he just looked so out of it.
The troll.
And I was like, how has he not been subbed off here yet? But he continued playing. He was playing some nice passes as well, defended reasonably well, and yeah, they won 1-0. 1-0 away at Fulham. He kept a clean sheet, got whacked about a bit, but he had good heart and character to carry on. So I thought if I give him a stick when he plays well, I've got to give him credit when he actually plays okay.
Yeah.
So
fair enough.
Yeah, Harry Maguire winner.
Nice. I'm gonna go for my loser of the week. I'm gonna go for Swindon Town this week. Yesterday.
Swindon Town
Really?
well, yeah.
Brilliant. Well, we can talk about it together. Yeah. Well, they FA Cup first round yesterday. They were at home to Aldershot of the National League, and they lost 7-4. And like I've said it, but there's no disgrace in losing to a team, but a team that's a league below you. Obviously that's not the issue, but they were 7-0 down after 60 minutes.
Yeah.
After the 7th goal was scored in the 58th minute. It's just a disgrace. Swindon are 10th.
Yeah, and Swindon got their first goal in the 75th minute and got 2 in the 92nd and 94th. Austin got 2.
And yeah, they've got Charlie Austin up front, and yes, he's older and he's not quite the same player he was, but yeah, 7-0 down after 58 minutes to lose 7-4 at home to, and yeah, Swindon are 10th in League 2. Aldershot are doing quite well this year in the National League, but yeah, that's awful to concede 7 goals. That's terrible. And
you touched on and at home as well. Awful.
And I mean, I've looked briefly at Swindon's team. It's not as if they made wholesale changes. Charlie Austin was playing up front, so it can't be that bad a side. Yeah, Swindon Town.
I saw that and I was like, 7-0,
yeah.
Are you serious?
Yeah, because I always look for like a random, because stuff comes up on Twitter and scores and stuff, but nothing really happened this week. And then, yeah, I looked at the FA Cup games and I said, there must be an upset or something. But yeah, 7 goals sticks out. So, yep, Swindon Town, loser of the week from us both.
Right, let's end on the teaser. And with Arsenal losing versus Newcastle on Saturday evening, Spurs remain the only unbeaten team in the Premier League. But who was the last team to beat Arsenal before their record-breaking 49-game
So yeah, the game they lost obviously before they started the massive run.
Not game 50.
I mean, not that I knew game 50, but that's where I was thinking. Okay. Oh God.
I mean, I'd be very surprised if you knew this.
Did you know this before you found out? Yeah.
Yeah, I think I could probably name the 49 game run.
And then the game.
I could name you every single result and goal scorer basically in that run.
Okay, I'm gonna go Coventry.
No.
No, I won't.
I'll give you one clue. It's a Premier League team over the last 2 years.
Brentford. No.
When were Brentford in the Premier League about 20 years ago?
Well, yeah, that's stupid for me. You said last 2 years, so.
Yeah, one of the teams the last 2 years has been there.
Leeds.
Yes.
Yes.
They lost 3-2 at home to Leeds United. It was Mark Viduka goal in the 88th minute. I do remember crying my eyes out when Viduka scored. I was like,
Gutted.
And the worst thing was we had tickets. We had tickets to go. So this was the third from last game for the season. The game before, we'd just thrown away a 2-0 lead away at Bolton. Bolton were another bogey team. And you
that was prime Bolton. They were good though.
I feel good. That was awful.
JJ Kocher sliding about. Yeah.
And we basically threw it away because we dropped 2 points there, and then we dropped 3 points against Leeds. That was 5 points, and we lost the league by 5 points. But the next game was the first game of the 60. It was the 49 game. We beat Southampton 6-1. And then the last game of the season we had tickets for at Stadium of Light. So we went all the way up to we won 4-0, but it was obviously a dead rubber.
Yeah.
We were hoping to see the trophy lift there. But alas, it was. We had to wait another 12 months to go. And went the whole league, went the whole season unbeaten, just like Spurs will this season.
No chance.
Right, I think that rounds it all up.
Yeah.
We're back again next week. Is next week the last week before another international break?
Possibly. I haven't looked, to be fair, but I know there's one coming up.
It is. I think we play Burnley on the 11th, and then the next week is international.
Yeah.
And then we're back.
Yeah, I can't believe there's another one.
But again, hopefully you all enjoy it.
Yeah.
I hope the sound works all okay this week.
Yeah, I think my volume was a bit lower the other week, but it's all good now, I think.
Yeah, and again, continue all to be lively on the socials and interact with us all. And yeah, if you've got a friend who hasn't listened to it, share it. Share the podcast around and keep us moving up the charts, hopefully.
Yeah, keep supporting us as you do, and yeah, sharing it and passing on all the rest of it. So yeah,
And we'll see you next week.
Stay loyal.